Yes, welcome along, everyone. Apologies for the late start. I said about quarter two. Technical issues. So yeah, here we go. It's Southampton against Hull City. We're going to be doing a listen along, live watch along. But yeah, trying to just get back on top of things. So I'm not at the game today due to a back injury. So basically, I can barely walk. But never mind. We have Adam Blackmore and Joe Tessem on the radio, and I'm sure you've got it on yours as well. Let's just see. We're going to go over the team lineup as they're talking about it right now, and no surprise really. They've gone for the back three again, or back five. This time without Jack Stevens, and going for Quasi. Now, are they doing that? Are they talking about the pace from Hull? I think there's other things at play. I think there's a load of rubbish that they keep talking about, things like that. But yeah, so Hull City with a weakened team today. Apparently, they've got 11 injuries. That's quite a lot to deal with. But yeah, we're still at home and we're still playing with a back five. Absolute balmy. Right. So whilst I try and figure out these live settings as well, just pop down in the comments where you're watching or listening from today. That'd be good. Start it off in the comments. I will be referring to everybody's comments, and it's just going to be a general chit chat today about what's going on. So yeah, very interactive with you guys. Just to chill out, nothing intense. Nice easy Saturday afternoon. There's not at St Mary's. Also, have you heard anything about these protests today? I have not. I was having a quick look a minute ago. Part of the reason I was late, I just wanted to see if anything was actually going on, and everything that I've seen so far has been not. So yeah, it would be interesting to if you have seen anything. Players are about to kick off. So Saints are kicking off today. Does sound like they're going towards Chapel, which is the way we always seem to go. I sit in the northern stand, and we never see any goals, which is pretty annoying. Um, yep, Saints are going towards Northern. Beckett, hello, thank you for popping up. Where are you watching from today or listening from? Just listening to Adam Blackmore say about the Hull City team depleted. Sam Mallison's the referee, and he was against West Brom was the last match. College, it's Saturday, mate. What's going on Saturday at college? Oh, Colorado. Got you. Well, you're a long way from home, Dorothy. I've got a mate out that way in Denver. Funny enough, he said he was tuning in. Right, so I've got some notes for things to chat about today because I have, I'm sure, like everybody else, has been wound up with a load of things that have been going on recently. So anyway, just starting with my notes, let's do a bit of maintenance. So if you're not a member, you can become a member by clicking on join. If you're not subscribed, by the way, if you are new here, welcome along. And you can subscribe to the channel if you're interested. Generally, I'll do match day vlogs and things like that. But as I say, I can't make it today. But yeah, there is also an option for you to support the channel with memberships where you join. A few different tiers, a couple of cheap ones. I'm about to do a top a top tier, and it will involve, if you're a member for 3 months or more, every 3 months, if you're consecutive, I will send you a box of cheese. Now that sounds a bit mental, doesn't it? Hello, Edward. So yeah, a box of cheese. I will do that if top tier members, and that will come to you in the post. So we'll arrange that, which will be interesting, but fun for you guys. By the way, that my main job is something to do with that, and yeah. So the recent games that we've had, I've not been too pleased with. Obviously, I missed Millwall as well, unfortunately, because I had flu, and I'm glad I did because nobody was happy with that game. Obviously, we played Donny Rovers, won that in the cup. That one was not great either, was it? Just about scraped through there. It should have been a cruising. And again, Saints have made it quite difficult. And obviously, there was that 4-0 loss to Middlesbrough, which if I'm honest, I am still pretty fuming about. I just, what has changed over the last month since Tonder Eckhart got the interim job is crazy. Just listening, and if you guys are listening as well, just let me know in the comments, because it's going to be a bit of a juggle trying to talk and listen. But it sounds like Saints are under a bit of pressure already, and doesn't sound like they're progressing up the pitch very much with the ball either. Hang on. Zaz to Armstrong, and not a lot happening with that. Yep, good. So, few things that have happened recently. We've had a few sales. Obviously, you've heard that Gavin Bazunu's gone, and obviously we've got Peretz in goal. I'll be interested today to see how Peretz does, because in theory he should be claiming that a lot better. Hello, Rob. Welcome along, mate. Listening in on Solent, I'm guessing as well. Rob's a member of the channel. Thank you so much for all your support. Really do appreciate it. As I always say, like you guys who not only subscribers, you're members, and it does buy us a pint usually at the footy, which we really do appreciate. We do like a beer, although not in January. It's dry January, so it'll be a Bovril this month. So yeah, so Bazunu is gone, and also Downs is gone from up front, and we've not had much in the way of incomings. I've heard Ryan Fraser is in Australia at this moment, finalising a loan move, so that might open something up. Bit of a wasted signing there, and I believe Romeo is out at the moment, injured or something. There's more to that than what's going on, in my opinion. Adam Blackmore's talking about Fraser right now. I'm obviously saying the right things if he's talking about it, because they're obviously excellent. Sounds like a Huller on the ball. They've just accidentally played an advert in the stadium on the live. Oh, Perez just made a save from a header from Hull. Sounds like Saints are under a lot of pressure right now. Make sure you guys chat amongst each other as well. Do say hello to each other. It is important that you guys interact in the chat if you've got that availability. I'll change all these graphics as well in a minute, because I don't think we need all these StreamYard things. That's just the platform that I'm using, and I haven't managed to click and talk and everything like that. I'm a bit experienced at all this. So yeah, Bazunu, Downs, Fraser going. Hopefully, if I'm honest, I do think Edozie needs to get out the door. Really need to get rid of Joe Aribo. There's plenty of people. Anyone you want to see gone? Again, you can let me know in the comments, because that's always worth a chat. Eckert was talking about having a bit of a smaller squad, and that it'll be better for the team. But I'm not sure. I feel like there's a lot of smoke and mirrors at the moment going on. I'm not too happy with everything that's coming out of the club right now. It is quite negative, unfortunately, which is something that we don't really want. Oh look, there we go. Got rid of that StreamYard thing. Huller again attacking us, and Saints recover. Excuse me. Oh, that's hot. I can't believe this is one of the first videos I've really had a chance of doing since Christmas, since having the flu and everything. Hopefully everybody had a good New Year, and we're practically all the way through January already, aren't we? It's absolutely mental, mental. Sounds like Saints are in the centre of field, pushing up the pitch with Fellows on the right. Making crosses into the box with the shortest attacking team in the league. Absolutely mental, that is. Saints are going to need to take pop shots at this weakened Hull team, in my opinion. There's no way about it. If they're not attacking and they're not on the front foot, I think it'll be absolutely silly because Hull will sit back at times when they need to. I mean, what they're up in like 7th at the moment, so they're doing absolutely fine. I've got a couple of graphics to bring in a second. Just got to figure out where it is. Doesn't feel like Romeo should have come back. No, I think hindsight, you're absolutely right there. I was up for it. Obviously, it was. I definitely think with Romeo coming back, I think it was definitely to take attention off of the board when everything was going a bit wrong. But I thought there could be positive. I was really hoping that he would sit in front of a back four, literally just in front of them, and be a bit of like a linchpin sort of enforcer. And they've kind of been asking him to do something when we have seen him. He's too far up the pitch, having to get forward. Armstrong's running through, and the keeper's managed to shift it away. Corner kick for Southampton. Just going to pop that up. Doesn't feel like Romeo should have come back. So yeah, I do agree with that. I think I do think you're right. It's not looking great now, is it? Manning's going to be taking the corner. Could be an in-swinger. Deep towards Harwood Bellis. And another corner for Southampton from the other side. That is good. Another in-swinger. A lot of pushing in the box. And out for a throw-in. Our set pieces are absolutely something that really needs some work on, isn't it? We've got one of the worst records at defending set pieces, and we've also got one of the worst at attacking set pieces in the league, which is a shame because we used to do pretty good. We used to be pretty good. Hello, Kira Mitchell. Daddy, it's me, your daughter. Come and find me. Right, that's a bit weird, dude. Don't really like to just block people on here because I've made the mistakes that actually it turns out they're quite funny sometimes, but you sound a bit odd. Saints on the ball, passing it around at the back. Oh, if we start doing that again today, I think the fans are going to get pretty angry pretty quick. I mean, when you've got Downs and Manning and all that playing, I do think sometimes it can become quite negative quite quickly with them knocking it about at the back. Easy going. Hello, good afternoon. Welcome along. If you just joined, it's a very interactive chat. As I say, everybody needs to be talking, contributing. If you want to be here, if you want to chill, absolutely fine. I don't know if you're on a TV. I assume if you're making a comment though, you've got some way of chatting. Did the protest happen? Excuse me. I've not heard anything. On the protest, my opinion is, having spoken to a lot of people, lots of different people feel like something needs to be done at the club. But they don't really know what exactly they want. I think we want to be playing better, more progressive football, attacking, just a bit more interesting generally. And I think we need to be making the right signings. But I don't think people really know how to go about getting that. I saw some talk about boycotting the game until the 12th minute. 1 point for every point we took last season, which again doesn't make too much sense to me. Fellows attacking on the right-hand side, by the way, on the byline, crossing it all the way back into Cienza. Ball's fumbled. We can't score. We can't score for fiddle. I think that sounds like there was about 6 attempts then. Six little shots or something like that, flicks, and all kicked at the keeper and defenders from the sounds of it. So with this protest, and the other one was about not spending any money in the club in the 4 years. Now, there's one little strange thing about that is I found out a little while ago that some of the outlets around the club are sublet or sort of owned by a contractor. So if you go into the Del Bar, that's now not run by the club. It's owned or run by a separate company. So if you don't buy any drinks in there, it's that company that's not making money. I'd assume that Southampton is still going to take the rent for the Del. And then there's the kiosks around the stadium. I believe they are also run by this company. And that means by not buying a beer, you're not even touching the club's pockets. So a bit of a savvy move really by them. And all the catering inside is run by a different company. Shot from Harwood Bellis, of all people, from outside the area. And somehow the balls ended up completely back in our half, straight from a shot. So hurting the subcontractors, So I don't know whether they pay a percentage of profits to the club or they pay a standing rent fee. Sounds like Saints are attacking again. Long distance and recovered by Hull's keeper. With that, like, how can you technically hurt the club if everything's subcontracted? And of course, all the things outside, Quackers, for example, the burger vans outside and the wraps and things, they're owned by Quackers, and or Yum Foods as they're known as, and you're not going to be hurting the club. I think inside there's a catering company that takes care of all that. So really, the only thing that's going to hurt them is probably sales in the shop. Obviously, bums on seats technically. So if people decided to not come into the stadium and show a protest that way or outside, so it's a very hard one. Be back later. Back to work. Get back to work. Go on, off you go. See you later. Easy going. Cheers. So yeah, contractors are a funny old one, and you know, people thinking that they're going to hurt the club by not buying a £7.30 beer is not the one, unfortunately. You see, Cam Bragg's out again this week, by the way. So that was the concussion from last weekend. Bit of a shame. Interesting, though, as I say, that Romeo is not even on the bench, even with him out. Somebody did say that he's injured, but I can't see how he's injured already. He hasn't done anything. Ben, hello. Am I sad about Bazunu going to Stoke on loan? Let me think about this, because it's going to take some real good thing. No, not in the slightest. Absolutely not in the slightest. I think it's something that's needed to happen for a long time. Bazunu's needed to not be in the team, and the only other option we've had really is McCarthy, and that long goalkeeper was never going to be an option. So yeah, but Bazunu out on loan, best option. I'd prefer it if we had sold him, because I think whilst the defenders are a bit of an issue at the club, I think obviously he's not the right keeper for us right now, and if this helps us not play it around at the back as much, perhaps, then that can only be a good thing. And for anybody else that wants to make a comment on Gavin Bazunu, and this isn't a hate on him, not in any form. Don't hate him at all. I think sometimes he'll pull off a worldie, and I also think sometimes he'll just make absolute terrible mistakes, and everybody's got that capacity in them. But yeah, we're 19 minutes now, and we are 0-0. Saints have just given it away. Literally, I'm just literally just talking about this. Literally just talking about this. And Hull won. Absolute disaster show at the back. What's it sound like? I think it's Manning trying to play Quasi at the back. Straight to an attacker who lays it back, and it's played into the top corner. Horrific. Absolutely horrific. What are Saints like? Just going to bring it up on the iPad, the pink iPad today. See if I can see what this looks like on Twitter X. Ben, we're playing possession football. Quite frustrating when we give it away. We need a change of tactics. There was nothing wrong with the tactics that we were trying to play 5 games ago. It was working. These guys think that they can just switch off whenever they want and play the ball around. It's pathetic. It's always fudging Manning. Well, it can be Manning quite a lot. There's a song that gets sung quite often, Manning again, ole ole. And that's whether he's scoring or giving it away. And Okay, I'm just looking at it back. Horror show. Horror show. Typical Southampton. Um, how did they score? The ball's out on the left wing with Manning, who's turned inside, come back towards goal, tried to play a ball to Quasi. The ball hasn't gone to Quasi, it's gone to their attacker who gets on it. Peretz comes out to recover. The player turns around, plays it off to somebody else who kicks it into the top left-hand corner if you're looking at it. That's how they scored. So obviously, I think a few people have said if Saints aren't winning and we go down in the first half, there's going to be a lot of upset people. Holla, where am I watching it from, mate? Well, I'm at home and I have an iPad for the replays and I have Adam Blackmore on Solent in my ear. And up on my monitor, I've got feeds. I've got Twitter feeds and I've got Facebook feeds and things like that. So basically the same as everyone else. It's not on TV, I'm afraid, buddy. I'm sure you can get a live stream somewhere if you're that way inclined, but my Mac does not like that kind of thing. So anyway, yes, Saints are losing. Unfortunately, Shay Charles is. Did he make the bench today? I can't even remember. I've got a little graphic somewhere. Whole fan here. Hello, Kieran. Do we think we'll sack our manager? Apparently, Fellows has just had a shot. No, I don't think they have any intentions of sacking this manager. We've literally just appointed him. Eckert's come in. He's been bought from the under-21 squad. No experience managing a team of Southampton's caliber, if we can call them that. But generally, he's been an assistant manager in other clubs, and we've appointed him after 5 games. And admittedly, them 5 games were very, very good games. What was it? Something like 5 wins or whatever, 4 wins and a draw. I can't remember. And there was a very good argument for appointing him. But the counter argument is, but the guy's not proven. What happens when it starts to go wrong? What happens when he's appointed the manager and we stop playing the way that we've been playing, which has kind of been, it was no holes barred attacking football. Well, here we are appointing him and pretty much straight away we stopped attacking, like we were. Sounds like a corner for Southampton. So yeah, but I don't think these guys will sack him because they haven't got anybody else to bring in to replace him. Who's going to want to manage this club now? And my strong opinion is, and it has been for a long time, that we need a serious manager at the club. And I don't mean a chancer. The corner's been punched away from the keeper. And it's back with our defence and hoofed up from Yander. Sienza's got it. Another corner for Saints. So yeah, I mean, like, what kind of person needs to come in? For me, it does need to be a Sean Dyche or, unfortunately, a Sam Allardyce or something like that. Someone that is going to not take the crap from the players and just reset. We don't have a stable base at this club. I think we've hit the post. Shot from Azaz. The keeper's diving. Is that another corner for Saints? crowd seem happy for this. So yeah, I think that the whole squad needs a solid reset, and they need to get back to basics because we don't have a solid core in the team. I think we've got a lot of attitude. We've got big problems in this team, and we've got some good problems too. Shot from Harwood Bellis, back at that's a mess. Huller on the break, and back with our keeper. So no, that's the long answer, mate. Sorry. Welcome along. Come on, City. Well, are we talking Man City? They lost. Pretty much handed Arsenal the thing, and it's Arsenal's to lose now, isn't it? So I assume you're talking about Manchester City, aren't you? Because you wouldn't be on a Southampton stream saying, "Come on, Hull," surely. and if you are, shame on you. You're winning anyway. So perhaps we'll see 4 at the back for the second half. I'd be very surprised about that. I don't know what they're so scared of playing 4 at the back. They seem to think that it's more problems, but I think that they're having to play a certain way. I think you should have gone back for Hasenhüttl. He's out of job. Maybe he's out of a job for good reason. At Southampton, we've got these dreams of going back to our exes. We've brought in the past people like Theo Walcott, Adam Lallana, Romeo. I think that's going backwards. Hasenhüttl went, in my opinion, for a reason. I think he was very good for a period of time, and I don't think he'd be what we need coming back. As I say, I think we need someone that's not going to take any crap off of these players and get them playing football, proper football, not fantasy football like we seem to want to play. Manning's got the ball on the left-hand side. Got a choppy stream. I've got couldn't hear what he's saying. Gunners, welcome along, Cody. Have you won the league yet? You're coming in from where in the world? What about these channel? What are we talking about here, dude? Russell Martin's available. I'm sure he is. Sure he is. I was very happy when Russell Martin went, that's for sure. Has anybody else got a bad signal on the radio? I've got it on a player on my TV. This is the lineup, by the way, if you've not seen it. Let's see if I can put it up there. But we've got pretty much the same old lineup we've had a lot recently. But it's just not working. I think we're hoping for a lot of balls whipped in from Manning. It sounds like the vast amount of play is going down the left-hand side, and we really need to be getting someone like Fellows into the team. We really do. I mean, Armstrong's not going to be doing anything off of balls into the box. You're just not going to get him on the ball. I think that's what I can hear. It's being said on the radio right now about that. Hull attacking again. So, did we get a fee for Damien Downs? He's gone out on loan. I believe all of his fee is being covered. I don't care if we got any money out of it whatsoever, as long as his wages are covered and he's not at the club. Then I am absolutely fine with that. I don't want any money for him. I needs to be off the books. That guy was. We had one half decent game out of him, and that was what, a warm up game, I think, or a cup game. And I thought he looked promising. Hull scored again from a corner. There's going to be riots. There's going to be riots at the stadium, I do believe. Absolutely disgusting. I was literally saying it earlier on. We cannot defend from corners, set pieces. We can't score from them. You know, apparently there's two guys on him. The sounds of it. Let me have a look. Absolute joke. This team is absolute joke. I mean, I know what, Hull up in 7th or something, but Kieran, you just seen that? Let us know what you've seen. Let me see. I'll find something quick. Right. Ball comes in. Defender's got his arms up against him. He's not even moving. Just weak. And he nods it over the keeper, almost a bit like that shot where Bazunu couldn't tip it over the bar the other week. Peretz not getting his hand on it. Almost lobbed from a header on the edge of the 6-yard box. Saints are going to crumble here, I reckon. Wow. There's got to be walkouts, surely. There's got to be walkouts today. I think we're clueless. Absolutely clueless. Russell Martin's available. I'll take him. I'll take anybody. Just an absolute joke. I have got it on a radio stream, which is not working. Same way as everybody else probably over here. I've got some live feeds up, X or Twitter, but I'm having a problem with the radio, which is a bit annoying because I'm trying to listen along as the rest of you are. I'm surprised we have about 10 players out injured. Yes, well, that is something that I made a comment on earlier. You've got 9 or 10 people out, made wholesale changes, and you know, Saints are still playing 5 at the back against a weakened team, and we've done that against a couple of teams. And i- my opinion is that's not good enough for us. We've shown that we've got a relatively decent attacking team at times, and we are playing a very defensive formation. Whilst you could argue that it's not defensive when we're attacking. My opinion is it gives them too many options to start playing the ball backwards, and we've shown that today. And the times that we've done it, we've ended up conceding. It's not good enough from Southampton Football Club, and I think people are going to be fuming. A lot of people will go down at half time, and they won't be coming back. I I wouldn't imagine. I know some of the guys that I sit near to won't be interested in coming back in. Right, I've got my radio working again now. Fortunately, it's still 2-0. Say fortunately, that sounds terrible, doesn't it? 37 minutes in, Southampton losing 2-0. I still blame Manning. Absolutely. Right. Yeah, so Hull, I think Lundstrom, you've got managed to get back on the bench. But you've got Giabi, Drama, Williams, Matazo, and Gellart out, who's one of your top scorers. So yeah, we are 38 minutes in. As I've mentioned already, if you're not subscribed and you're a Southampton fan, there's no point you subscribing if you're a Hull fan. But if you can subscribe, brilliant. If you can like this live stream, and it will help other people find it. Not that there's too much going on, but it does help with sharing, because YouTube has changed a little bit in the last couple of months, and it's become quite difficult to get the vlogs out to people. They've kind of made all the thumbnails a bit bigger, so none of us are really getting as many views as we used to. Obviously, Football Martin's doing fantastic, by the way. If you're not following him, make sure you do. And then on Sunday evenings, you've got the Total Saints podcast at 7 p.m. doing a live show. 8 p.m. you have got the Saints Network, and potentially I'll start doing one from about 9:15 soon, if I can pull myself together and motivate myself to do that. It'll be like an after party. But yeah, we've got some great content creators, and don't forget as well, Mike and Jack of Matchday Vlogs as well. They're brilliant. So who do you reckon is running Southampton Football Club right now in terms of this team? Because I don't know entirely that Tondereka is in full control of these decisions. Joe Tessam saying that the players aren't really looking forward to forward-thinking play here. Effectively saying we're too negative. Adam Blackmore saying that Saints have had some good opportunities and it's unfortunate, but I don't agree with that. And we got a sucker punch from our own mistake. Now, that's not a sucker punch. We cocked up again. Saints cocked up again. We're our own worst enemies. Playing about at the back, passing it backwards and forwards, left to right, like we're doing right now. Harwood Bellis yelling at people for his own mistakes and not forward thinking. Not good enough. Any thoughts on what we need to do at halftime to change this? Because 2-0 is no good. Does it feel like we have no fight? There is a hangover from last season, and I think it exists in some of the core of players. People like Jack Stevens, who, yes, I agree, he's not playing today. But we've got the likes of Manning. We do have Taylor Harwood Bellis. We have made some changes to our attacking line, but it feels like a bigger problem than just individual players. Finazaz can't hit a barn door with his shots. We we've got some core issues in this squad. Swap a defensive, yeah, a centre back, Robinson or Matsuki. Apparently, Robinson has got one of the best run conversions in the league. But the guy's got no end product. That's the biggest thing that I find with Robinson. Yes, he's young. I find he can be a bit weak sometimes, but he does make a couple of nice little runs later in the game when people are tired. But he doesn't really convert that into a key pass or a decent shot on goal. Otherwise, I think Robinson could do quite good. Matsuki, I like him. I find him a very direct player. I think again he could be good for us, but Saints on the ball again, and Manning's picking it up in the back of centre back sort of position. Where is Adam Armstrong? This is ridiculous. There's 5, 6 players from the sounds of it, almost on the halfway line for our own team, passing it side to side. Oh my goodness! I can hear the crowd getting frustrated, and they've managed to get it across to Fellows, who tries to lob it into the box. Cienz is on the ball. Manning and Downs on the ball. It's not going to go anywhere, is it? Manning and Downs are on the ball. It's going to go back to our own goal. I feel like I would rather be seeing Wellington instead of Manning at the moment. Sounds like there was a penalty shout there for Hull. And Cienz has just been whacked from the sounds of it. Ref's having a nightmare, apparently. Apparently, it should have been a penalty to Hull. Blackmore reckons that should have been a penalty. I think that Sports Republic wanted to let Tonda Eka have freedom when he was the interim manager. And when they signed him, they told him to play at the back because it was the same with Jurich. I have a similar opinion on that. I think that Sport Republic have got probably too much control over this team. And I don't know whether it's Johannes Spoor or somebody else. But it doesn't, when we appoint Eka, he's a head coach. He's not a manager. So somebody around is making decisions that we don't really need to be having people interfere with. I doubt Tonda Eckert's got much to do with transfers. I think he's pretty much told, this is how we want to play. This is our philosophy. Get on with it. And I'm not happy at all with our philosophy, if that's what it is. Three minutes at a time. Do you know what? I think we've picked the worst. If anybody else is doing dry January, I think this is probably the worst month to not have a beer, because I could do with nothing more than I'm not reliant on alcohol, but when you've got games like this, it's just like sometimes you just want a nice cold beer to go down with the football. But I do like a beer at football. I don't really drink during the week or anything like that. When I go to football, I do like a pint with my mates. Um, Sometimes we'll go to a game though if we're going to an away game, and we'll just have teas and coffees and bovril. I still can't believe it's 2-0. So yeah, I think yeah, somebody's got far too much control over this team, and I don't think we're playing the football that we are capable of. And of course, there, as said earlier in the stream, that there's also a player power issue that's kind of been talked about a little bit by everyone, about players wanting to play a certain way. Did we win our last game playing four at the back? Pass. What was the last game we played? Doncaster Rovers. I think we did. We did play four at the back. That was a cup game against pretty much bottom of League One team, and we went three up, and into the second half we started losing it, and then they converted it to a back five effectively. So half the game was a back four, half the game was a back five, because they basically shit the bed. um, yeah, it feels like that's our default as back five, because they can't be trusted. I'm just going to look up whilst we do this the stats. Let's have a look. So at the moment, Southampton have got 71% possession. Our XG is 1.84. Hull's is 0.43. Southampton have had 13 shots to 4 Hull. We've had 4 on target. Hull have had 3 on target, and they've scored with 2 of them. Well, we're clearly carrying on Bazunu's excellent form there. Touches inside the opposition box, 22 for Saints, 12 for Hull. I mean, by all accounts, you know, when you look at this, Southampton should be doing a fair bit better. We've had 5 corners to Hull's 1. The thing about these stats is they mean nothing, because we haven't really got any teeth. You know, we've got no grit about us up front. So you know, a few of them shots were as where they just flew across the box. Boos at half time from the sounds of it. Yeah. Blackmore's saying that we failed to win any of our last 6 games. It's not good, is it? Right. It is half time. What changes would you make? Let me know in the comments right now. I would be interested. For me, yeah, I would be taking one of them centre backs off, and I would also be taking Manning off. Probably bring on Wellington. We've got to make some changes, and we can't keep playing with 5 at the back, because it is far too negative. Just listening to Adam Blackmore saying that it's all been going wrong. So half a game today, back 5. We shut the bed. Let's play a back 4. Exactly. I think fans are going to be starting to get a bit angry. Just going to head over to some Facebook for some halftime comments. Well, let's have a look on here. When you listen to them playing the goal back, and you're literally hearing Adam Blackmore going, "Absolute horror show." Well, it's literally what I said. Absolute horror show. Right. I am on the Facebook. Oh Christ! Yeah, just listen. Did you hear that? We're going to capitulate. We've got Pompey next week. Obviously, we've got a game Tuesday, Wednesday against Sheffield, and then we're playing Pompey at the weekend. And Jesus Christ, that is the last thing I want right now is a game against Pompey, because I don't know how we can beat them. We can't beat anyone right now. No offense. I know we've got a few Hull City fans in here. Southampton need to be doing a lot better though. Right, just reading some comments here on. So this is in the Southampton FC chat group. Aaron says, "Stop playing 5 at the back. Stop playing that effing donkey Quasi. Stop playing Bazunu. Put someone in charge with actual experience of English football. Stop ruining the only thing I look forward to." Okay. It is an interesting comment. I will copy it and drop it into the chat. Let's have some variety. This football is crap and will get us nowhere. I absolutely agree with that comment from someone called Matt. It is exactly the same kind of football that we play week in, week out at the moment. There's nothing different about it. And it seems hopeless. They've now continued to start going down the wing and trying to cross balls in. Armstrong's not touching it. The Fellows is out too wide. Cienza's out too wide. We've got nothing there. You kind of got Finazaz trying to come through the middle. It's not right. That's not exactly what we need to be doing. It's terrible. Absolute terrible. Let's have a look. This guy is as pedantic as Russell Martin. The Southampton way, my arse. Another guy. Can Stewart play a half? I feel like we do need a Stewart on the pitch. We really do need something like that because Adam Armstrong, as I'm literally saying, he's not getting anything. And if we're insisting on playing a certain style, which is down the wing and just tossing it in, he's not the one that we need, and we know that. If however we decide to make him our key point of attack, get that ball into him, and he needs to come up the pitch a little bit and get more involved, then that could work. But other than that, if he's not getting into the game, Ben, utter shite. Another person, shit, just a pure big bag of shit. Well, Dreadful. 2-0 down at home with a 5-man back line. It's got quite a few likes on that. Yeah, this is pretty damning stuff, I'm afraid. Let's have a look into another group here. You guys got your cups of tea, by the way. I do think get your tea in. It's half time. We don't want to be missing out on all the action for the second half. I've literally just seen that header back again. Absolutely pathetic. So on hot news here, two goals down in the Northern today, both whole games goals. I don't think I've seen Saints score in the Northern since the beginning of the season, actually, and that's meant to be our big wall. The keeper should have done better, I think, with that. Harwood Bellis, you see him at the back post, hands on his head again, like it's all I ever see from him, if I'm honest. JB Saint, Sport Republic out. What do you want in? If you're going to make a comment like that, cool. But what do you want different? Because I think it's a deep lying problem, the Sport Republic issue. I personally think that they're clueless at the football side of the business. I think they've done really well bringing in certain aspects around the club, but I think when it comes to football in matters, they've absolutely got it wrong. Just looking at halftime, Pompey are drawing with Sheffield Wednesday, which they're not winning. Ipswich winning. Millwall winning against Watford 2-0 up. Coventry are beating have beaten Leicester City, sorry. Would love a classic 4-4-2 with Armstrong and Stewart up too. I wouldn't mind seeing a classic 4-4-2, but that does mean that the ball's going to be going down the wing. Armstrong would need to stay very close with Stewart, very close, and pick up them loose balls off of him. Do you remember when we had Pella, Graziano Pella, in the team, and the ball would come in and he would literally ping it off to Dusan Tadic or whatever. Now we've been missing that kind of link up play quite a long time actually, and I would actually quite like to see something like that, but I'm not sure Stewart's the one. I think he can trap a bag of cement. I'm honest. Somebody else has just said that on the radio. Get Stewart in and go for a back four. We've got nothing to lose. Chris in Petersfield. Let's nip back to people's comments on go to Saints World on Facebook. Have a look on here. Luckily, our partner club, Sholing Football Club, are 2 up away from home. Good job. The guys at Sholing Football Club, they're doing very well recently, aren't they? I do need to get along to one of them games, although it's not Sholing and Tottenham and things like that. Not really. Even Eastleigh. I grew up around Eastleigh area, and it's never been to one of the games at Eastleigh. Josh, welcome. Absolutely furious. When we'll ever do a proper protest? I don't know what happened today in terms of a protest. I'm just trying to find some stuff actually on online, and I've not found anything yet. I'm literally searching protests now. So the Daily Echo did something about it 13 hours ago, saying that it's kind of been suggested about it on social media. Just trying to see if there's anything in the last hour. Chelsea fans have protested. I've got that in the news. Not seeing anything about Southampton though. Let's have a look on X. Meant up top. Yeah, that's fine. We got what you mean, mate. We're just letting them get away with it and lining their pockets every game. Enough is enough. Have a look at how bad this squad and manager is. Yes. Look, I think we've got some real positives in this squad. We've when you look at Cienza, Fellows, when Azaz is working, he's working. Armstrong, when it's working, it's working. There are some real positives in the squad, but there are some bloody big negatives. Yellert's coming on. Who's going off? Someone's going off for Yellert. I can't hear. Blackmore's just coming up with it. Who? We've gone to a back four. Quasi's come off. Quasi has come off. So Josh, I don't think I actually don't feel like Sports Republic are lining their pockets that much. I was saying earlier on in the stream that they've sublet a lot of the kiosks and bars and things out to a different company who are dealing with all that kind of thing. So yeah, they'll be making an income, but in a way, I feel like they've protected themselves from anyone who's deciding to not spend. Potentially, they're going to be capping their potential income, but they're also saving on things like labor costs and admin fees and things like that if somebody else is coming in and managing it for them. Just listening to Joe Tessem talking about the tempo. I don't like Saints when we come out from half time. I think we're lazy, tired, and lethargic when we come out from half time. I think it's usually pretty bad the first 10 minutes of the second half. Cienza's dragged down off the ball easily. Sounds like Huller on the attack again with McBurney. That's okay. Oh. I've yeah, so I'm not, just in case anybody else isn't wondering why I'm doing a live stream today, and I'm not at the football, so obviously there's not going to be a vlog, but I've put my back out. just completely randomly at work, unfortunately, and it's absolute agony. I don't recommend it to anyone. Um, Absolute agony, lower back, even walking's difficult, unfortunately. Anyway, Saints are on the attack with Manning, and we've given it away. Blackmore saying that Manning's having a bad game. Yeah, it sounds like it, doesn't it? We just Sienz has just kicked a ball in towards Armstrong. Tessam saying more of that. I just don't want to be seeing these balls into Adam Armstrong. You know, head height. You know, we've brought Yellow on instead of Quasi. So I can only assume that we're pushing Tom Fellows up the pitch a little bit more. But he needs to be right up that pitch to make an impact. I feel like we need to tuck in a little bit closer. I think, excuse me. I think we need to be a lot more narrow at the front, less wing play. So you know they could play it quite wide and still get Manning up if they need to. Refs booking someone. Someone on Hull's coaching team have just been booked. I quite like Yella. I like Yander as well. As I was saying, I think there's a lot of positive people in the team. But I think that some of the negativity comes from people like Downs and Harwood Bellis and obviously Stevens when he's on and Manning. Maybe we just need to work on getting rid of that kind of core. Ball out to Fellows on the right hand side. Armstrong's just had a shot on the volley. Yeah, so let's have a look back at the stats. I would rather see a lot like us working on the counter attack because that's the other thing. You know, when I look at these stats, in the last probably 5-6 games, we've controlled a lot of the controlled. We've had a lot more possession. Kept hold of the ball, played it around at the back, but in them games where we were winning and attacking more, we had so much less possession. Like it was so much better, like almost counter-attacking football. Hull have just had an attempt in the box again. Yeah, Saints XG. So looking at it, it's nearly 2. I mean, you've got to be expecting a goal coming from this. 15 shots with 5 on target. I mean, that's a lot. Peter No centre forward killing Southampton. Hull attacking down the right hand side. And scuff clearance. Saints need to get up the pitch. Come on. Sounds like a good break. Oh. Again, I think we dawdle on the ball as well. You know, we don't make the most of any opportunities we've got. Sometimes you see teams break and they absolutely fly up the pitch, and we just take 4, 5, 6, 7, 20 touches, far too many. And then we give it away. Hull have had another attempt and have got a throw in up our end. So Hull are clearly playing for the counter this half then. But yeah, so no centre forward. Yeah, look, wait until the 60th minute is what I'll say. We've got 7 minutes, and then I've no doubt that he's going to start making like for like changes because there's not a lot more that he can do. From the sounds of it, I don't think Flynn Downs has done a great deal this game. But you're not going to be able to do much in our midfield with the subs and whatnot. Let's have a look at who have we got on the subs bench. So our subs bench, Cam Archer, Yellert's already come on. We've got Matsky, Robinson, Wellington, Stevens, Stewart, Williams. Yeah, first thing I'd do is take off probably Manning, get Wellington on. And then I think probably we need to be seeing Matsky on instead of Finazaz, to be honest. I'm not sure whether we want to be taking Armstrong off, though. I'm not sure. He's one of our only proven goal scorers, isn't he? Glad to have moved out of Southampton 40 plus years ago. I'm from the glory days. Did we have glory days? Yeah, I suppose we did 40 odd years ago. Forgive me, Mark. I wouldn't have remembered them days. But yeah, I suppose that was what we talking 70s. Not ever stepped in the new ground. You're not missing much, if I'm honest. I remember going to the Dell when I was younger, and obviously there wasn't a lot really there either. I remember being behind one of the goals, you know, in the funny end. What was wasn't was it Archer's Road? But yeah, I just remember being in the stands with Dad and just hang on. Sorry, sounds like Saints have got it outside the box, and we've got a free kick. Yeah, just remember being a lad, going to some of them games at the Dell, and just walking down. Remember walking along the common past the cowherds, and I'm sure there was like some little zoo there when I was a kid as well. It was just always a lovely sort of vibe going in through them turnstiles. These days it's a little bit different. I mean, of course, I'm a bit more grown up, but you know, it is a bowl sort of thing, and I don't mind St Mary's. I don't think it's terrible. I don't think it's the best the best stadium, but I find it fine. I've been to a fair few. Some of them are just shocking. Hopefully the away end is not too bad for some people. So I can't figure out who's. It sounds like Cienza and Manning are looking after it. I would expect Cienza because it's to the left hand side of the box, so it's got to be a Cienza. Straight to the keeper. Would you have James Ward-Prowse back to take free kicks? Would you have him back in the team instead of Downs? I probably would if he's got legs. I can't see that he would be um, any slower than Flynn Downs, if I'm honest. Your predictions, WWE Saturday? Yeah, not relevant. Thanks for that, buddy. No wrestling. Who will win? Hull will win. Thought that's pretty obvious. Hull have gone to a back five now to kill the game. Saints need to score in the next 10 minutes. Well, I don't think that's going to happen either, because when teams play a low block, Southampton really struggle to do anything. We won't be able to do much because we don't get that movement up top, and we can't find them nice little balls in between. And really, that's what I'd hoped Finn Azaz would be good at, is playing them nice little balls. And we really do miss someone like Stuart Armstrong to find those kind of balls. It was a big shame when we lost him. I thought Stuart Armstrong was fantastic, although he had no pace about him whatsoever. Matsky for Downs, yes, I would go there and just keep Yander back a little bit. I would have no problem with that. I think Matsky will be able to find them little balls around the corner and things like that. I really like Matsky. I don't know whether there's other issues as to why he's not played that much. He can't be much worse than a few of them. Archers Road, yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, yeah, I think we were about halfway up. I literally remember people taking piss in the stands, or whether it was once or twice or what. But literally, just having a piss in the stands, and it kind of, because they were stone steps, kind of you just see it just coming down, and proper nasty, grotty, like games back then. Good atmosphere though. I remember one of the games we saw Sheffield Wednesday, and I remember it was Chris Woods was in goal, and I literally remembered. I can't even remember. He might have been an England keeper at the time, but he'd literally get that ball and he would hoof it from one end of the pitch right up to the other end to the keeper, and you just don't see that these days. So Saints have a corner. It's gone in. Cleared by Hull for another. They're talking about Eastleigh in a goal. I've been sat down for too long, I think. I fear Saints will run out of steam and end up losing more goals. They aren't fit. I'll tell you what, they're a lot fitter than what they were last season. But I don't think that it's one of their priorities on the training ground, fitness. And I think that's been one of our biggest problems. And I think that is actually one of the reasons why Will Still was ousted by the players. And I know it didn't work out for him, and everyone's got their opinion on what happened. But my feeling is Will Still upset some people in that club. Whether he made them run too much or not, I don't know. Saints have got another corner here with Manning in swinger. It's down the Northern. Goes in. And the goalie takes it easily. Some boos, apparently. So, yeah, I think Saints aren't fit. To be honest, I think that they're not mentally fit, a lot of them, to hold on. That's the thing. I don't think they've got the motivation to play 95, 96 minutes. Probably already on the beach. Fellow's got the ball on the right-hand side. And a corner. Corner to Southampton. Let's have a look at the stats, see if much has changed. Down to 66%, 67% possession for Southampton. Corner again. And their keeper claims it again. We're not doing anything, are we, Southampton? I think we're hitting and hoping. I think for a long time we felt a little bit entitled as fans. I think that I didn't, after last season, I didn't think that we were going to end up going straight back up. I thought it was possible, but I wasn't like, oh, we're better than other teams. And there was this talk for a little while, and it was, to be honest, it was quite embarrassing that you know, everybody was saying, oh, Southampton are so much better, and they've got such a better squad, and they've got all this money and all this and that. And I was thinking, what on earth are you talking about? Like, you know, when you've got players who aren't interested in playing, like Aribo and all that, and that is the reality of it. I mean, someone's just run 50 yards from Hull. Nobody's gone to him, and he's had a shot. How on earth can you run half the length of the pitch without being challenged? Terrible. He's had a shot and it's been blocked by Harwood Bellis in the end. It's not good enough. There's a corner to Hull. Oh, Pompey are winning. Bloody hell. All right. So just, can you hear that on the radio? They're singing Sports Republic, get out of our club. I wonder if if Adam Blackmore's gonna mention it. Yeah, Ross Stewart should be on by now. Okay, so my feeling on this is he's going to come on in a second, but he's been told he's too predictable, making subs at 60th minute. So I think he'll make them at the 65th to 70th minute just to not seem predictable. That is the extent of how our mindset is as a management team. I think we're a bit clueless. I don't think that I don't think this manager is by any means the right person to be running the team. I think he needs to be in the under 21s and just learn his craft a bit more. We're a club that needs somebody with experience. We're crying out for somebody with experience now. Azazov, Stewart. Adam Blackmore reckons he's been one of the Saints' better players. Fellows has been taken off for Robinson. Fellows has been taken off. And then you don't know what you're doing is being shouted around the stadium. Oh my God. You can't take Tom Fellows off, can you? Like, are you mental? This guy, he needs to be gone. I don't know where the club goes. I don't know where the club goes from here, because when you're taking someone like Tom Fellows off after subbing, you've literally changed our formation to get the guy into the game, and then you've brought Jay Robinson on, who is not the player that Fellows is. He's less experienced. He's not as fast. He has less end product. We're mental. Sorry, Eckert's mental. I think we're in absolute trouble, and I can see Hull scoring again. Please prove me wrong, Southampton. Please. We've literally subbed Fellows off for Robinson, who does nothing with it. I can hear a lot of protest on the radio now. Don't think Downs and Taylor Harwood Bellis want to be at the club. I don't at all. I think they want to be out of the club. Yeah, and I wouldn't blame them. I think Downs wanted to be out a while back, didn't he? Because he got in a strop when Russell Martin went. He's not the player he was since he got poorly as well. I think he's lost muscle mass. He's lost strength. Shot from Manning and booze. Apparently, Eckert's not lost at home yet. Eckert hasn't got a clue. Got to go. I'm afraid this is toxic. Do you really see this team, this Sports Republic or Spores, whoever? Do you see him sacking a manager that they've just put in? I don't. I don't think they've got the balls to make big decisions like this. I think they're clueless. I think they've clearly got a certain way they want to play. They've got a list of people that they want as their managers, and they're working through it. And surely they've got to the bottom of the list now. Surely they have. It was the wrong appointment, in my opinion. It could have been the right appointment if we'd have continued to play the same way, but I think teams figured us out too easy, and we've got absolutely no plan B. And Saints have got a goal back. Ross Stewart. Okay, well, obviously Zombie Nation. Christ, can you celebrate that? Like, we have to celebrate that. Cross from Cienza. Apparently a shot from Cienza. Let's have a look at this. Joe Tessam saying we're back in the game. Crikey. Are we really? He said, yeah, we've got a striker attacking that area, which we've been lacking all day. And I would agree, yeah, we haven't really had a striker because Adam Armstrong has been a bit missing. A bit like what it used to be when it, you know. All right. So yeah, it looks like Cienza's had a shot across goal. It's bounced kindly, and Stewart's managed to get his foot on it and just dink it around the keeper. I mean, yeah, you've got to get that ball in. What do you guys think about the? Anybody bought one of them £120 shirts? By the way, I think it's an absolutely gorgeous shirt. 120 quid though. That is a lot of money. Saints on the right hand side. Robinson's on it. And he's played it off to Downs for a shot. I don't think Robinson has much end product at all. Please prove me wrong again. As I keep saying, I'd love to be proven wrong. I'd love to be proven wrong and Saints get something back. And I mean, would we take a draw right now? Well, obviously, 1 point's better than no points. But ironic, isn't it? You go to a back four, you bring on another striker, literally as Peters said in the comments, and you've got a bit more going on for you. Manning's giving it away again. Ref's got in the way. Happens a lot in this league, doesn't it? Who was it the other day got a bit upset that the referee was in the way, was it? Was it Millwall? I can't remember. By the way, guys, I said it earlier on. If you're not subscribed, please do subscribe. You can click the notification bell and it'll ping you an email whenever I've got a live or a match day vlog coming out. I should hopefully be in a better position to go to the Sheffield game on, I can't even remember when it is, Tuesday or Wednesday. Yander's got it on the edge of the box and it's gone into the northern stand. He's taken out a seagull from the sounds of it. So yeah, so if you subscribe and you ring that, you click that button. I know like all the YouTubers and whatnot we'll say click that notification button. What it actually does do is it does literally tell you when one of our videos is out, and it is a lot harder for people to see when we have videos come out now because YouTube has changed the format so that there's a lot less videos on the screen for you to pick, and then quite often underneath it they do the shorts as well. You know the little videos, and kind of you get a bit lost in translation with it. So it does that. And then you've also got the become a member. There's a few lower price ones. So if anybody would like to become a member of the channel, I'd really appreciate your support. Gives a couple of quid, which goes towards, well, if I'm honest, I probably spend about 100 quid a month on services to be able to bring videos and things like that. But I do it just as a hobby. It's a creative outlet for me, but it does all of any members and things like that. It does help go towards all that kind of stuff. But the amount of effort that people around the club go to, people like Martin and things like that, and the support from you guys, it really does make a difference to us. And I know we say it, and it's not just words. It does help. It's unbelievable the amount of costs to go out. I mean, this streaming service that I'm using today, that's 40 quid a month. Any music that I put in the videos, that's another 15. And then you got to think about all the camera gear. Whenever I do a vlog, that's probably about 3 or 4 hours editing, reliving the pain after watching it during the day. That's probably the worst bit, isn't it? When you've had a bad day, it's rewatching it. So looking at our possession on the 77th minute, we're down to 65%. So Hull are getting a bit more on the ball, but our XG has gone up to 2.67. Matsky's come on for Yander. That's kind of what I was asking for. I wanted Matsky on, but I would have taken Downs off. But he's taken Yander off. This is probably a big positive move here. So we're four at the back, and we've got some pretty creative players on, I would say. Uh, it does lend us a good opportunity to do something. Depends how Hull want to play, though. Sounds like they're out on the right-hand side. Nobody's getting into them. We allow people too much time on the ball, don't we? My back is killing, sorry. That's the reason why I'm here today, by the way. If again, I've said it a couple of times, but I'm on the sick list, unfortunately. Put my back out. Absolute, don't recommend it. Adam Blackmore saying that Southampton need to find some rhythm in their game. Go down fighting so that they get clapped off the pitch. What are your takes, guys, on happy clappers and supporting the team? Always interested to know, like, let's say at the end of this game, it is 2-1 to Hull. All right. Do you stand at the end of the game and clap the players off, cheer them, and say well done? I'm kind of neutral on this. I think if you've put in a good shift, regardless of the result, you'll get a nice one or a well done. But when people haven't put an effort in, or it's been a horror show, I would rather just leave. To be honest, I don't want to be clapping regardless. I find it difficult to. I don't want to boo anyone, and I've not really ever booed. Maybe there was a period where I did, but only a little bit. But that was when it was really bad. I think we're talking like the 5-0 Tottenham game, and you can go back and look at that video on the vlogs. They're all there from last season. That was terrible, that game. So we've got 10 minutes left to go. Saints have got 2.67 xG now, and Hull are on 0.62. So xG, if you believe in it, is suggesting that Southampton are kind of on the up here. But yeah, I've certainly never wanted to be like a happy clapper, and I find it a bit cringe sometimes. People say you've got to support the club no matter what, and I think people support in different ways. I'm always. I don't ever really want to put out negative videos and negative vibes, but you know these. You've got to get something back from the football team. You know, I give my money, I give my time, I'll travel, I'll go to whatever away games I can with my schedule. But you expect the players on the pitch and the football club to give something back to you as a fan, don't you? That's one thing I don't really get about Sport Republic. I find them absolutely anonymous, and I don't think that they're doing themselves any favors by being like that. I think you've literally got players, manager, and that's it. There's a huge disconnect between fans and club. I think our social media team are fantastic when they've got something good to talk about. Nobody wants to hear from them when we're losing or negative. I think after a game like today, they'll come out with sob stories because it's not an absolute capitulation, but it'll probably be along the lines of it wasn't our day or something. or it was unfortunate that we couldn't do anything. But yeah, I'm not one for happy clapping. I don't think you stand there and clap no matter what. And if that's what you do, then that's fine. That's not for me though. I just can't do that. Saints have got a free kick. It's gone in and somebody's offside. Not what you want, is it? I mean, come on, who's offside from a free kick? Anybody think that we're going to be in the playoff positions? Saints have had 500 passes in total, compared to Hull's 272. 500. I mean, this is the amount, between 5 and 700. I mean, that's the amount of touches that Man City have on the ball in a lot of games. Maybe even today, I think against Man United, I think they've got the ball far too long, but you've got to do something with that ball. Yeah, no to playoffs is what people think. If I'm honest, I don't feel that we're in any way ready to go back up to the Premier League. I think it could be a more of a horror story than it was last season for us. How many points are Wolves on? That is something I've not looked at. Let's have a look. Have they done any better in the last few games? Let's have a look. Because that is quite something to beat. Arsenal 49 points, and they've got a game in hand. Are they playing right now? Saints are on the ball outside the box. Cienz has got it, passes it to Downs, to Wood. It's given away. Wolves are on 7 points. Wow. That's not good, is it? That's not good at all. 26 goal difference. I mean, look, that's what happens when you sell your best players. It's mad. Even Forest isn't, looking at Forest in 17th, not a great run of form. But don't really pay too much attention to Premier League at the moment. So Forest are playing Arsenal at 5:30 today. Liverpool drawing to Burnley. Wow. It's not so good, is it? Do you think they're missing Mo Salah a little bit? Absolutely right here there, Peter. Hull are doing what we can't and taking the fizz out of the game. Sounds like there's a fair bit of time wasting. I can hear whistling already. 86 minutes. Pompey winning. kind of feel like Saints are just pumping balls in, but don't really have an end product. We're giving it away too often. Excuse me, sorry about that. Pompey is still winning at Sheffield Wednesday. Not looking good for us next week, is it? And the ball pings around the box again, and nothing for Southampton. Absolutely nothing. Hull have done very well considering their injuries. Very, very well. I can't say that we've done much to really test them, but you know, imagine having all of these injuries to take a win. That's good work. Saints need to do a bit more here. They need to get somebody else up front, and that's literally what Adam Blackmore said. Somebody needs to get up front from the back line. Sienz has had a crack and it's gone over. Cam Archer is coming on. He's coming off for Archer. Manning finally waited to the 90th minute to take Ryan Manning off. So what's that? 3 strikers we've got on now. Too little, too late. Too little, too late, Saints. Hull haven't really challenged us in this second half. Obviously, they've sat back, but we should have done more. Cup of tea's been hot that whole match. Love it. Adam Blackmore's just said that the stadium would be half empty based on the way today's game's gone. If I can, I'll be there. I don't really like midweek games though, if I'm honest. Four minutes added time. We're into that first minute already. $27,000 in. I don't know what this link is, but do not click it. Still 2-1 Hull City against Saints, and we are wasting that ball. I think there's going to be a lot of protests at the end, if I'm honest, or big boos. Right, guys, just coming up towards the end of the game. So, as I say, if you can please, if you haven't yet, please do like the stream if you can. Just give it that thumbs up. Hopefully, the next video that we go out, it'll go out to everybody who's been involved. Thank you very much for everybody that has tuned in today. Do appreciate it. It's been some good chat here. We've had some good discussions. There's been some things that I wanted to get off my chest as well that I've not really had a chance to, and maybe it feels a bit like therapy. Not for my back though. I can hear people singing about Sports Republic again. Adam Blackmore saying that Hull have defended very well, and it seems like they've been down to 10 men. So 27,000 people at the game today. I think Hull have only taken about 1,500. So a lot of empty seats, really, and I'm not surprised. A lot of money going on a day out at the football. Thank you, Rob. I appreciate it. Really appreciate it. I know you're a morning person. Must be quite late for you there. No, it's was it coming up to 5 o'clock? Well, I'm glad I'm not going to have to sit in the traffic on the way home from Southampton. I'm out in the New Forest, and quite often it can take an hour or an hour and a half to get home, depending on how quickly I can get out. And I can tell you, if I was there today, it would probably take me an hour to get out of the stadium, and then it would take me an hour to or more to drive home. I'll be glad for the end of this match. I'll go for a little walk, I think, around the house. Someone's being sent off from Hull. One of the coaches has been sent off. Ha! Oh dear. Oh dear. Naughty boy. Probably all about this happened this half for Hull. Matsky's got a free kick. We're well into the 4th minute now of added time. That's it. Booze. Cheers for tuning in there, mate. Really appreciate it. Thank you for making all the comments and being a part of the discussion. I'm just really trying to hear if people are kicking off. Rob, you absolute legend. Really appreciate it. And Rob, you've been a member for a long time. I really appreciate you. And I appreciate anybody that's here today. But yeah, membership really helps. I do appreciate it. I'm wondering if the players are going to go around and thank the fans today. I can just hear boos. Thing is, we've always got an element of people that will stay and clap the team off. Adam Blackmore's asking if we think that Tondereka can get us out of this. I don't think so. He's not the man to be getting us out of this situation that we're in. Adam Blackmore saying it's not been a good afternoon for Southampton. Well, that's it. I can't believe that we've I suppose that's our first home loss for a while, but it's the manner of it. I mean, we lost that in the first half, obviously, but not good enough. I don't think the tactics were good enough. Far too negative from the beginning. So, yeah, I'm gonna wrap up, and I'll do a quick instant reaction video separately. But I'd just like to say thank you to everyone that has tuned in today. It has been fun. Hopefully, it's added a little bit extra to the radio. Hopefully, I haven't ruined your day. I'd love for something a bit more positive, but it is what it is. And hopefully, I'll make the football on, I can't even remember, Tuesday or Wednesday. Anybody that's going to Pompey, by the way, I hope you have a fantastic day. Be safe. I think it'll be a long day, but it should be a good one next weekend. But Saints really need to pull their fingers out. So, right, nice one. See you later.